it's excruciating to pull off this level of design and printing and beauty in a chapbook, and Karen has done so many simultaneously, so it's just astounding. I almost imagined us all saying Karen, Karen. Yeah, I said to Karen's husband that I want my padded cell to be lined with my book because they're so soft. If I need like a safe room, I would retreat to that padded cell. Yeah. Anyway, the poems in this chapbook are very meaningful to me because actually I accessed some autobiographical data that was kind of like bottled up within me, and it kind of surfaced at this time, for better or worse. So these are kind of unusual because I can feel that flare of exact recognition of, you know, deep story and narrative and experience that pulsate throughout the work. So I'm just going to read very briefly from this book. It's kind of this quasi-dialogue between myself, Jacques Derrida, and another fabulous poet, Tyrone Williams. And he's very involved with philosophical and ontological discourse. So, and he's someone who is a great friend and collaborator. Killer, killeth, or fixated attention on or. A hinge articulates the entire argument. The full daylight of presence avoids the dangerous supplement. My life or your life. Other, mother, pulsating ventricles surge the membrane, your brain, my brain, hello there, or is where. Desire or need, the home of two origins, southern or northern, is already assured. The owl flies in the moonlight over a field where the wounded cry out. Wounds bring all the colors into proximity. Flying over the dirt and trees, the superego flies. Since this tree was eaten, it is now a squirrel. Can't go there. Boundary, gravity, the invisible line, leg mechanisms won't take me. Heavy, like this morsel. There are steel bars occluding a vision. What is done in the now. A sight where nothing is elicited. This thought has no weight. It is the play of the system, that very thing which never has weight. When born, weighed 6 pounds, wriggling in a cocoon. The number said, I am alive. Acid rain made me irritable. All the songbirds disappeared. Briar rabbit, mighty mouse, Pinky and the brain. A prosthetic memory of the Civil War loomed over cornfields. I wore my body like a bow and arrow. Remember when Dana's arm was ripped from its socket? Octavia Butler's novel, Kindred. Dana lost her arm on her last trip home. Do you remember how her flesh joined the plaster? She was continuously, violently shoved into the past and then equally, rudely projected back into the future, formally a present tense. My little white body fell off a makeshift bridge. Into the frigid water I fell. I gripped a rock. Terror was a white outline, Generation X. I knew the meatballs were hacked meat. Sure, no illusion. So neatly cling-wrapped, price per pound under fluorescent light. Sugar prices at an all-time high, bleached white. I begged my mother for avocados and nuts. The meat wore a face of sadness. It was inappropriate to talk to souls. The nation momentarily was focused on Punta Quinte, snapshots, faith. The men were back from the moon. Refused to speak English. Did you ever refuse? The movement of the magic wand that traces with so much pleasure does not fall outside of the body. Thus, atomic time, ever sublime or rigorous, conveyed, ruinous, spun out. A driveway is made out of petroleum, inner life effect. The disposed Shah of Iran fled to the town next to ours, stunning yellow roses for Farah Diba, arranged with my high school hands. A huge yellow house looking onto the Taconic golf course. Fanged German shepherds and a wrought iron gate from hell. Okay, cardboard boxes, cinder blocks, curbstones, the streets. Meanwhile, Vietnam, Cambodia, Uganda, China, Lebanon, or Iran. Meanwhile, up a hill, in the field, at City Hall. Razz our town with urban renewal, wrecking balls so close to skulls. No delusion, a bonfire incinerates rotten tires. Devoid of a theory of the body, animal selves ripping, thuggishness, hypnotic violence, not because we are animal. Within the structure of a pictographic tale, for example, a representation of a thing, such as a totemic blazon, may take the symbolic value of a proper name. Afterlives, a bear lumbered down the yard, the moose, rifle shots, swimming pool, the notion of. Appearance within thrusting anguish urge, weeds, edible, fibrous, i.e., white man's footprint along the pebbled roadside, 1780s white box house. The St. Pierres lived there, former farm, demarcation, stone walls, eminent domain, quarried granite brought to landfills, this road that leads to the town's water supply, and then the state's highest elevation, embankments, deflated tires, trash, old sofas, TVs, random entropic matter hurled off, flowed off someone's skin, arrowheads, canned corned beef, vodka, Thorazine, and some other additives to the food chain. Trees, sumac, blood in the leaves, blood at the root, elm, white pine, horse chestnut, distinctive shrubberies, overgrowing houses, choked out entrances, Pontiac, Chevy, Ford, Jeep, Toyota, tag sale of the remade Victorian dames, long flowing dresses, corsets, porcelain chins, porcelain necks. This is an economically depressed town. Horseback, mufflers reflect back futures. If only I had bonded with Tammy, we could have forged an alliance. We'd have set that trap. In a small, poor community, we might have trash to pick from merrily, let me tell you. Burning tires in the night, gnats ignite, there's sex and smoke, oh yeah. Speaking with a certain mountainous accent, we know trees, their flare. In my hair are the ventricles of my language, smell possessive fringe. In muteness, we manage to convey tenderness. It has been said that Dirada had a bird-like voice. The government gave them more cheese than they could ever need, and flood control, vituperative, tick tension, TV glare, McMansion, fake rocks, night lightning, mock pond. Not so much in this town, ye old school house, haunted house, funnel where seepage leaks, nursing homes, tight squeeze, still pretty lakes, yes, pretty, pretty lakes. She assisted with the construction of the medieval village, medevac, meadow, vole, straw, rooftops, roosters, reckoning, rats, plague, commons, where villagers hunted and grew crops. Most European witches were poor and elderly, Rowland's 1998, and the threats against these women corresponded to the weather patterns, now typhoon, now Hurricane Katrina. The futuristic projection like an extinction mirroring overpopulation, a hole reversibly engineered, a hole punched through the early linoleum. using the fist sucker punch so firm. Thank you.